guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, I'm sorry to tell you, but there are some people who should not move to Italy, or maybe even come on extended vacations. I don't know. Are you one of them? But before I do that, before we dig into the nitty and the gritty on that, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and go join us on our Skool community, because we're getting you in touch with each other, and it's free, and everything's in one place, and you can post your questions and we'll answer them for you. What else could you want? I mean, it's all free, it's all good. Yeah, we've been doing this for quite a few years now, and I am sad to say that there are certain people who have moved over here that should not have. And of course, you don't know it until you see it. You kind of run on assumptions and whatnot that everybody knows and whatnot. And you don't know it until you see it. And several times recently, knowing what I know now and having seen some of the things that I consider disasters by people who were not prepared and who do not have the personality type to make this work, I've had to sit down with people on a few occasions and give them the honest truth based on my experience and observation that, look, it's not going to work for you. I'm sorry. I don't want to poop on your dreams. I hate pooping on dreams. I hate it. I hate that conversation, but I'm not going to watch you pitch yourself into a hole that's going to cause you nothing but upset, stress, stomach aches, and misery for years. So, go back, think about it, relook at your plan, see if you can make it more realistic, whatever you want to do, but in my due diligence, I'm telling you, based on what I'm seeing, it's not going to fly. That said, there are many, many people who have moved over here with the correct mindset and with the correct ideas and knowing how to make things work. And they're doing well. They're super happy. They're making their way. They're creating their life here in Italy. And that's really what I think it comes down to, is how willing are you to go out of your comfort zone and create your new life? And that's really what it takes. Now, some of the ones who sadly should never have moved here had a dream. They had a dream, but it was not based in reality at all. And I know we all love Under the Tuscan Sun, but that movie has a lot of fantasy in it. A lot of movies do, and that's why they're movies. We love them for that reason. But there are bitter realities, and if you cannot live with them, it's going to be not a good scene for you. Now, this is not to vilify or upset or make anybody wrong. There are different personality types in life. There are different goals, there are different purposes, there are different comfort zones. So keep that in mind as you go through if you're looking to move over here. And maybe not moving, maybe just getting a vacation home would be best for you. Now, here are some of the things that I've seen in the people that didn't make it, and I would like to bring them up. Number one, a move like this takes a lot of research. And I am seeing a lot, because I'm on all these expat forums and stuff, I watch to see, what kind of content people want, what answers do people need. And I'm kind of alarmed by some of the questions I see asked in these fora to other people who are not professionals. And usually they ask a question and they get like 97 different answers. One or two will go, look, you need to consult a professional. And that's really the correct answer in most of these. I would never base a legal opinion. I would never base any kind of residency opinion on somebody else's experience that's not a professional. I would always use a professional for those. And, on ChatGPT and Grok and those kinds of things, you can get some pretty good answers. Again, they're not perfect, but what I've found overall, they're pretty good. I double check them with attorneys. I double check them with professionals in the area to make sure that they're on point, because sometimes they're not. But the bottom line is, I wouldn't just ask somebody stuff. You're going to get in trouble because people don't know, and they don't know what they don't know. Like a great example is somebody who bought a house, and then he was asked about his residency. He goes, I don't need residency, I have a house. I don't know how many times I've said on the channel, residency and buying a house are two totally different things. Buying a house in Italy does not make you a resident at all, even a little bit. So that was one case where somebody was told something. I don't know who told him. Could have been a real estate agent. There are a couple down in that area that are unethical and will tell you anything. However, the fact is that he got bad data, he based his decisions on bad data, and now he's finding out he can't live there without a visa. So be aware of that. You can, ask in the fora. You know, hey, what's the best beach club, or where's the best restaurant, or whatever. But never ask for legal opinions unless you're asking for a referral to an attorney. And never ask for residency opinions, because these things, they all have very specific circumstances, and you can get in a lot of trouble. And I can also talk about, you know, buying real estate, abuse of properties. What do I do? There's no permits. Should I still go ahead? No, no. Go talk to an attorney. Find out. So that's my soapbox. I could go a million years on that soapbox right there, but definitely check with the correct professionals. Now, the second thing, in Italy, you have to have patience. The patience of a saint to negotiate difficult situations. The bureaucracy in Italy is legendary, and even the Italians complain about it. And I've heard them complain about it. There was one situation I was reading, again, I want to expat fora, you know, somebody just wanted to rant, and it's fine. I read the rants and I laugh with them because I rant too sometimes. She had to do a specific thing. So she went down to one of the government offices, and the lady says, no, you have to come on Wednesday to this other office across town. You have to go there on Wednesday between the hours of blah and blah, and we can do it then. So she goes, okay, she packs up her stuff, she takes it home, she goes on Wednesday, guess what? It's the same lady. She can do it here, but not there. She can do it at this time, but not that time. Who knows why? Don't ask why, just roll with it. That's all I will tell you, and be patient. The Questura in Cosenza, okay, I've been there twice. All my documents. First it's like, okay, you need all these documents, I got a whole package, and they come in, wait 2 hours in the freezing cold, past my appointment time, which was at 11, I was seen at 1, for 5 minutes to be told, no, that's not enough, you have to give us more documents. Here's a list. I go, okay, great, I write it all down, I go out, I come back 6 months later in the blistering heat, and I wait 2 hours outside in the blistering heat to be told, no, this is not enough, even though it was printed out by them, now you need this. Okay, okay, okay. I go back and get that. Now, this was in the Questura in Cosenza. Not going there again. I'm going to try Siena, since I'm in Tuscany right now, and see if I have a better opportunity. It seems like it's a little bit easier over there, but we'll see. Bottom line is, you need patience of a saint if you're going to deal with the bureaucracy in Italy. Now, the next point is, in most places in Italy, English is not widely spoken. You must learn Italian. And I think when I got here initially and was vacationing and whatnot, like 15, 16 years ago, I was like, yeah, you don't really need to know Italian, you can get by. No, if you're gonna live here, you need to know Italian. And you can get by on rudimentary Italian. It's fine, just learn Italian is the only thing. Now I know people go, oh, I can't learn at my age, I'm too old, I have a block against languages. I can tell you that if you can't learn Italian or a foreign language, you weren't taught correctly. You have to find the correct method. When I found the correct method to learn French, I learned it like that. Then I used that same method to learn Spanish and Italian. The correct method is everything. You don't have to be fluent. Now, I'll give you an example why that's important. A couple years ago, I was hospitalized for a week because I broke my ankle pretty badly. And in the hospital, they don't speak English. And I had to talk to doctors, I had to talk to nurses, I had, you know, I won't go into all the bedpan nightmare that I had to deal with there, but you know, you have to know what they're giving you, you have to know what they're asking you, all of those things. Nobody can be there with you 24/7. So it would have been a nightmare if I didn't speak any Italian. And because I could speak Italian, I was relatively comfortable, understood everything, and it was okay. Now, another situation is a guy that we know that said, I don't need to learn Italian, my wife speaks it fluently, and then his wife died. And he had to move. He couldn't live in a small town in Italy without speaking Italian. So that's just why, not to mention the fact you're missing out on a massive cultural enrichment if you don't speak the language and talk to the locals. Another reason you might want to rethink the idea of living in Italy is there's zero privacy in medical scenarios. I will tell you that from experience. As I said, I was in the hospital for a week. Unfortunately, they couldn't shampoo my hair, so it was, that was nasty. But every 2 days, they would come in with the washing cart. Like all these guys came in with these big giant sponges and towels and everything. Door wide open, you know, okay, covers off. Okay, let's get this gown off of you. Okay. And then they wash you from head to toe, turn you over and wash you on the other side, rub you all down, and then put your clothes back on. Meanwhile, you know, doctors and nurses, maybe even visitors walking by and whatnot. Zero privacy in that setting. And of course, you know, the hospital gown and you're trying to get into the bathroom and it's open in the back and you don't have any underpants on. It's horrible. You have to just be okay with the fact that everybody does that. And once you get over the initial cringe factor, which I got over pretty quickly because it's like everybody's doing it, okay. Another thing, I was in the dermatology office, I think I told you this before. I had skin cancer a while back, so I go every so often, I go in and get looked over, right? In America, it takes 20 minutes. No, this was hour and a half, I think it was. And go into the changing room, senor. I go in, it's a changing room, but there's nothing to change into. I go, do I put this sheet on? Oh no, senor, just come out. Buck naked. Lay on the table like an ET extraterrestrial probe specimen and let them go over me, every inch of my body, like with a fine-tooth comb, in my hair, in my toes, everything. And I apparently was teaching, so there was like 4 or 5 interns or whatever they were there, and they were all looking over my body, looking everywhere for everything. And okay, well, it is what it is, you know. And by the way, it was blisteringly hot in Bari that afternoon. I came in, the air conditioning was on, it was wonderful. And once I got over the massive cringe factor, like I'm gonna walk out buck naked in front of all these people, like, you know, that'd be like going on stage naked or something. It'd be really weird. Anyway, it was weird until I shut my eyes and just enjoyed the coolness and got over the cringe factor. But if you're not comfortable with that in a medical setting, you do not want to live here unless maybe you go take care of all your medical back in the United States, where they put a gown on you for everything. There's nothing left out from what I've seen in the United States, specifically in California. Privacy is a big thing there, not here. Another thing that I want to bring up, don't have any expectations about how things work. It's different here. Things are so different here in Italy, and you're not going to change it by being upset about it. So you just have to know that. And my advice is for the first 6 months to a year, get in and just observe. Okay, that's how they line up at the pharmacy. Okay. Oh, I get it. That's not sold at the pharmacy. That's sold at the parapharmacy, which doesn't sell other things. And you have to do this to get a doctor appointment, and you have to do this to do that, and blah, blah, blah. It's very different, but if you observe, you take notes, and you flow with it, you're gonna be just fine. Now, in addition, as we've discussed many times, there's no multiple listing service in Italy. I've done video after video of the property purchase process. I actually have a course on it. Go to the Skool community and buy the course and take it. It's very good. It tells you everything to expect there. In addition, there are unspoken rules in some areas, specifically in Scalea. There was one condo association down there which I was talking to somebody about, and he had owned a condo there. And he says, well, when you're in that condo association, you can't use outside contractors. You have to use their guys. Really? That sounds somewhat cabalish to me, and it is. And I looked at the grounds there, and it was grody. I mean, you know, everything was sort of in bad condition, garbage everywhere. Obviously, the HOA was just pocketing the money. They were probably pocketing money that they were getting from the contractors as well by referring things to them. And the renovations were expensive and not very good. So before you buy in an area, find out how things work in that area. There may be wild differences. For example, up here in Torrita di Siena, you can use whoever you want, but down in Scalea, in certain condo associations, it's frowned upon, and who knows how frowned upon it is and what the ramifications might be. That's something you want to take into very good, close consideration before purchasing. Now, the last thing is driving in Italy. Driving in Italy is different. It's, I won't say it's harder or less hard than driving in the United States. It's just different. A lot of the roads, once you get off the highways, are very small. I would suggest if you're getting a rental car and you're not going to stick to the big main roads and you're going to go out and about looking for wineries and stuff like that, I would get a smaller car. Get a Panda. I love the Panda. It's been wonderful. A bigger car is going to be difficult to deal with. Also, don't expect an automatic. There's not a whole lot of automatics, especially in southern Italy, and in high season it might be very difficult to find. So learn to drive a stick and get comfortable with that before you come, unless you can already reserve an automatic car at one of the local places, probably at one of the airports or the train stations or something like that. Okay, so the bottom line is, if you're uncomfortable with change, if you're uncomfortable with learning new things, digging in, finding research, that kind of thing, and this is not to say that that's bad or anything like that. If you're uncomfortable with it, you're uncomfortable with it. And it might not be a good idea to move here. It might be a better idea to get a vacation home and come every so often and enjoy it then, and then go back to where things are more comfortable for you. So that's my advice, guys. I hope you find it helpful. And meanwhile, I will see you on our Skool community over there where we can talk to each other in a little bit more detail. So there you go, guys. Hope that helps.